Going back to your very beginning, for example, did you start your first deal with syndication right away, or did you buy it with your own money?
Okay, good point. Our very first deal, we didn't really close on it because it was in the downturn of 2007 and 8, 10 years back. So nobody wanted to lend us money. They said, where do you live? California. Where are you buying? Texas. He said, well, you're too far away, What's your experience? We said, nothing. It is the first apartment. Anyway, but we closed on after 1 year. 1 year it took us to really get something closed on the books. 14 units was the first one, and then 109 units and 101 storage units.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump, yeah.
What's the difference? 14 units and one. How soon the next one?
You're not going to believe it, Elijah. Actually, they closed the same week.
Wow.
But we were working on them for the last 3-4 months. But it just happened to be September, first week of September, the 14 unit closed on Monday, and then Friday, the other one closed, 109 units and 101 storage units,
So, Vinney, did you have both syndication?
No, the first one we did not, because we only needed 50,000 only we needed. And we just actually gave it to our team members, and I qualified for the loan, because they could not qualify at that time. I had a little bit more money or whatever. And then I was the sponsor, but we didn't charge any money, and they were the partners. And then I got the cash flow all these years, and we just sold it.
And they shared the profits of the sales?
They shared all the profits. Actually, I just got a check for $29,000 or something, but they got the majority of it, because I was only given 7% back then. We learned that, if you qualify for a loan, usually they get 7. I will never qualify for a loan now for 7%, but they got the major share, 100 minus 7, then the rest 93 was half.
What, when you mentioned team, what kind of positions were there? And
okay, they were actually one actually was our director of accounting, and she's still with us, which I'm very, very pleased, with my Monil investment group also. And she's 35 years of experience, and and she has put hundreds of thousands of dollars into other deals also with Monil. And then the other gentleman was also very nice, and he gave us initial loan, I remember now, $100,000 loan without any collateral to get us started. And then we felt like he should also, enjoy. So the gain was 190,000 total, by the way. So they both got 100 something, and then I got a little portion of it, But that was without syndication. But the second one, 109 units and 101 storage units, was a syndication deal where we raised 1.150.
How many investors were involved?
Okay, there were, I think, I would say 12 investors or so.
About 100 each.
About 65 was the minimum, by the way, in that one. 65,000 was the minimum. And then we had to give it was seller financing. So the seller wanted $1 million down out of $2.4 million was the price.
So half?
Almost half.
Crazy.
40%. Yeah, 40%. We couldn't believe it. He says, yeah, that's the only way I'll sell it.
Was it still making sense at that
time? It did. It surely did. It was cash flowing like very nicely, 16%, I think, even back then. This is like in Odessa, I think we bought it, Texas. And so it was, we went for it. We said, we got to get something going, and seller financing. And it was 6% first year, 7% next year, 8% third year, and 9% fourth year interest rate. So they sold their apartment to us, but they were making good money, even by, financing us, And then we sold that actually, 4.5 years later, sold it for $5 million. Now I remember. 2.4 million became 5 million, and then it was a gain of 2.6 million.
Do you remember if person who gave 65,000, how much did he or she made overall in 5 years?
I would say I did go back and I have it document, which I did. those who spend 65 or 100, let's say 100, 100,000, it's easier. The average income they made with cash flow and equity gain of 46.7% per year. Per year.
Per year?
Per year, yeah. So 46.7 times 4.5 years. How much is that? 200 something. I think they made 260.
Is that including their money returned?
No.
Money returned and
that. Yeah.
That's too good.
This too good. It was one of our very whole in the just a wonderful 46.7. I think is the one times 4.5. So they made 210%. 210% gain. So in other words, we returned their 100,000 plus 210,000.
That's beautiful.
So they made the cash flow plus the equity gain together of this much.
And do you do this strategy with most syndication deals or just first?
All of them.
That's
we have never gone back to like just partnership at all. It's always been syndications, and we have done 24 I've done with my team, 14 in my old company, and then 10 in my new company, Elijah, and then we are doing 2
and
now.
Your new company is like brand new.
It's brand new, yeah.
And you already made 2, that's incredible.
Yeah. We started Monil, our kids' name, Monica and Neil, in 2014. So we are talking 2017 now. And the first property we bought was November 19th of 2014,
End of the year.
End of the year. And then we bought, rest is history, 10 by last year. And then 2 now we are doing in Atlanta,